Supers inside of Brawl Stars are usually the most powerful asset that any brawler has. But some supers, such as turret-like supers, can sometimes be a bit hard to use, especially in Solo Showdown. This is because picking the perfect spot for a turret is never an easy choice, and some situations call for very specific turret placements. To help counteract this, I will be showcasing a few of the best turret placements in Feast or Famine with the brawlers Pam, Penny, Jessie and Mr. P, paired with some crucial tips to help you make decisions of your own. But before we do get into the games, I want to quickly say that if you enjoyed this video or have any further questions about it, be sure to pop into my Twitch chat. I stream every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. Without further ado, let's jump right into the first game. Okay, so we are spawning on the top right corner of the map. This game we do have a Nita and a Bull over to our left and right. I'm playing Pam this game and I'm going to be just going for this box over here, getting an easy cube, and then what I'll do is try and chip at this Bull because I want to try and get my healing turret so I can show you guys how to place your turrets properly and also where to put them in a map like Feast or Famine. So, there is a couple things I want you guys to know before we get into all the sort of the nitty-gritty details of placing turrets inside of Solo Showdown in particular, and it's that Solo Showdown is a mode where you need to survive, obviously, and using turrets for tanking is probably one of the best things you can do because it effectively gives your brawler a lot more health than what it already would have had. So when you place down your turrets, normally what I like to do is actually hold on to them and not actually throw them down in any locations, because if I leave that location and someone goes to there, then they'll be able to just take the turret out when I'm not looking, and then I can't really defend that, and it's just going to be like sort of wasted of a super. But if I'm mid-fight and I throw it down in the middle of a fight, it's going to provide me a lot more value, as it's going to be able to tank a lot of health, a lot of damage, and preserve a bit of my health. So if we've got a Piper over here, I'm going to do my best to just chip at her because I can just get a lot of damage off. We charged our super now. Like I said, I'm just going to hold on to this. I don't really need to post up anywhere or throw it down in any particular locations. But because I spawned at the top of the map and I know there's nobody actually up here because I've cleared out all the players that did spawn with me, I can just stay up here, sort of do my own thing. I'm going to wait for people to just do their own stuff, like that Jackie taking out the Shelly. I'll let people do the dirty work. I'm just going to stay here, camp for a little bit, play it safe and play it well, and then what we'll do is we'll move towards the middle and we'll use our turret in a specific way. So we've actually got a Bull just charging in here. I'm just going to shoot him down. He's going to get taken out here, probably by us, and maybe there might be someone else in the bushes. I'm not too sure. Looks like nobody actually tried to contest the power cubes. I think it's safe to say that there's no one really going for us at the moment. We do have a robot though, on the other hand, so I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible. Another thing that you can actually use your turrets for is detouring a robot, which isn't ideal, but it's also something that you can do at times. So what I'm going to do here is actually there's an 8-bit there. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to throw my turret down. I'm going to get a pulse heal just to get a little bit of health out of that. I'm going to try and detour the robot to go for the 8-bit instead of myself. So as you can see, I'm sort of over here. I was actually going for his turret, which is pretty interesting. He's going to get the robot there and get the cubes, and I'm just going to play it safe. Going to try and go down here. So as you could see, we used that turret in that situation to try and detour the robot to buy us some time. But now what we're going to do is we're going to stay here in the corner. Hopefully the robot might spawn in the center. I don't know, I'm going to try my best to stay alive here and just not have to deal with the 8-bit. I did just see him there, he was in his turret. I'm going to stay over here and do my own thing. He does see me, which is pretty interesting, or at least I think he does. He has his turret, he might throw it down, I don't know. He threw it down right in the center. We've got a second robot spawning in. I'm going to try and do my best to deal as much damage as possible. Robot is going to go for him. I'm going to try and take him out here, but unfortunately, 12 power cubes and a boosted booster is not going to be enough for us to get through. So we are going to take the second place there, which is a bit unfortunate, but I still like how I explained things and also how I demonstrated that turret placement for detouring the robot. Another thing you can do with Mama's Squeeze. So I use Mama's Squeeze when I play Pam because I feel like it provides a lot more value when using her in Showdown. But one thing that you could do is you can actually throw it behind a wall when you're fighting someone who's like on the other side of a wall, and that forces them to move because that Mama's Squeeze is going to be doing constant damage, and if they don't move, they'll just die to the turret. So it's another thing that you can do. We didn't really get around to explaining that or sort of demonstrating that in this video though. So I'm going to move on to the next role, which is going to be Penny, and I'll show you how to play her as well. Okay, so we are spawning in the left-hand side of the map. We do have two boxes above us, and we're using Penny this game. So we do have a Carl over here who looks like he's going to try and contest these cubes. I'm just going to do a lot of damage to him. I'm going to fall back to sort of entice him to go near the boxes, and I'm going to get that splash damage off, and it's going to do a lot of damage without sort of acorn splash attacks. So that Daryl is going to steal the cubes because the Carl was too greedy and wanted to go for the power cubes. So instead of going for the cubes, I went for some super instead to try and show you guys how you can use Penny's turret, because Penny's turret is a little bit different to all of the other turrets I'm going to showcase in this this video, in the sense that it provides a lot more value when you throw it back in a good spot and let it do its thing, as it has got a much longer range. So this Carl is coming at the top of the map here. I want to see what he goes for, who he goes for. He is attacking this Daryl, which is what I was kind of hoping for, to see if he would go for him, because now we can sort of pinch this Daryl and put him in a bad spot, and we can sort of do stuff off of there. So there is a bull also below us. He wasn't going to be able to do anything anyways, because I have my turret. I can use it to tank. I'm going to reposition here. I found an opening that will allow me to get to the bottom of the map where there wasn't too much traffic, as a Daryl, a bull, a Carl, and myself was too many people for that small condensed space on the left hand side, so I'm not going to stay there. Now this is actually my favorite spot to put a penny turret in Feast or Famine. This little nook here is ideal for lots of things. If you have a gadget, it's a really good place to sort of bait people with. You could stay in these bushes and then blow it up. The one thing that it is weak to is the robots, but it does provide a lot of value. As you can see, it's shooting that bull, which forced the bull out of that position completely. I'm going to detonate it right now so it blows up and goes for someone else. As you can see, it is going for the bull right now, and there you go. We used the turret really nicely there. It forced that bull out of that situation and also pushed him towards the top of the map, which was really helpful. We didn't have to do anything. We could just camp and peacefully let the turret do all the work, and it also detoured that robot and let us get a little bit of damage on it as well, and it forced the bull to go for it instead of us. So right now I'm doing my best to try and charge it again. I only need one more shot to get my turret back, so hopefully I'll be able to grab that off of one more attack. We got a bull over here, same one from before, though we managed to detour. We are going to be able to hit the Jackie and charge our turret once more, so I'm going to throw it out right here to use it as like a mini tank sort of thing. We got a Shelly right here who we should be able to burst down very nicely. We'll be able to grab the second place victory at a minimum here against a Jackie that has 18 power cubes. So very well played there. I'm very happy with how that game turned out. It was pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Being able to show you that little spot in the corner, that little nook that you can throw your turret down. It's really good for baiting people with if you have the gadget, and it's also really good for just overall control, and you can sort of stay in those bushes and sort of hold your ground really well. So very good game. Not too much to talk about that in the recap. So without further ado, let's jump to the third game where we'll be playing with Jessie. Okay, so this time we are playing with Jessie. We do have a Rosa and a Mortis to our left and right. I'm going to go for the boxes just over here because my attack can bounce off of them and hit them both at once. So it's going to come in a lot more handy to get 2 cubes instead of 1. And then I'm going to go for the box over to our left over here and see if we can maybe grab that, because there's no one actually trying to contest it right now. So the M's just used all her attacks, which is perfect. We can actually get in range of her and deal a lot of damage. I'm just autoing my shots and able to predict that last one. I know there's no one here because my orb went over there to where I was pointing and actually led us to that Rosa, which is really good knowledge. We're able to sort of just hold our ground here and play it safe. So now that I know that there's no one really up at the top of the map, but we do have a Rosa down below us instead, who looks like it just killed the Mortis, I am going to try and get some super, see if I can grab my turret. Jessie's turret is actually very different as well. Like I said, with all the turrets in this video that I'm going to show, because every single one is unique to itself and all have different perks and abilities. With Jessie's turret, I feel like it's the best one to use as a tanking shield, because it not only attacks for you and does a lot of damage, but also paired with the energized star power is technically invincible if you're able to out heal that turret with the opponent's attack. So you'll see what I mean when I'm able to actually charge it up and use it against somebody. But the energized star power does work really well with it, and it's very good for tanking damage when you need to. So we actually have a bow over here on the right hand side of the map. He's going to be a very easy kill because we have cubes and he doesn't. So we're just going to get in close range here, auto aim him, get our 5th cube, and it's already a showdown. So looking pretty good. I know there's a robot here somewhere in the probably the bottom left corner. I'm trying to look for it to see where it is. I don't really want to get jumped by this last player, and if they can go for the robot, that would be ideal. I don't know if they're in the middle or not, which is kind of scary because I'm not sure what they're doing. I see there was actually action down there. It looks like it's a bow who's actually over here. So he's got 14 cubes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw my turret probably in this little entrance once he stops shooting. We actually have a robot here, so I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw it right in the center. And now what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to tank behind. I'm going to heal up with my energized star power, and it's going to just provide nuisance to him. So as you can see, he was using a lot of his ammo to try and take it out, and he didn't deal any damage to us, and now he has a robot to deal with, so he should be able to get a very easy first place here, as long as you just don't make any silly mistakes. So as you can see there, very easy game. A lot of that, we didn't really showcase the turret as much as I really had liked to, but I still liked that very ending where we used the turret to take out that bow, mainly using it to sort of bait out a lot of his shots, because obviously he needs to kill it, otherwise it was going to take him out, and also being able to use it as a robot detour and a couple of other things as well, and how we explained how to use Jessie's turret as well. So very happy with that game, very happy with how we played it out. So without further ado, let's jump to the 4th and final game, and this time with Mr. P. Okay, so we are spawning on the right hand side of the map this time, and we are using Mr. P. We have a Shelly and a Tara who spawn near us, and we do have two boxes just over here in the corner that I'm going to do my best to try and use our bounce shots to hit both at the same time. So, we should be able to grab 2 power cubes right off the start here. Pretty nice for us. I'm going to try and go for some super now, as obviously the point of this video is to show you guys how turrets work and how you want to place them in Solo Showdown, and more specifically in this map, Feast or Famine. So, we have a Tara over here. I'm doing my best to chip her down because we have a long range that we can utilize, and it's also going to be able to charge our super, which is obviously the goal of the entire video. I do see there's a Prim over here who's really weak. I should be able to just finish him off there, get a very easy kill using all 3 of our attacks. I'm going to shoot right there, hoping that there was someone maybe in there to just get some super off. We have a Shelly as well who's really weak, and a lot of boxes that I can go for because there's so many cubes here. Shelly doesn't have a piercing attack, while I do. I can actually shoot over all these walls and do a lot of stuff, so I'm going to be able to come out of that situation really good for us with 5 power cubes total. I'm going to be able to show you guys how to use this porter now. So, we've got these little L-shaped bushes down here, which is ideal. This is exactly where I'm going to throw my porters for this game. They have some wall for cover, so it's going to be harder for the opponent to try and go for them, and it's also going to provide a lot of value because it's relatively close to the middle, which means the porters that come out of the turret can actually go for players and provide a lot of value by both controlling the map and sort of giving me an edge as they have to shoot those little porters, and also being able to detour robots if I need it to, and using that sort of like as an emergency thing. So we have a Tara over here in the middle of the map. I'm going to do my best to just shoot at her. I'm just sort of going for random kills at this point. We've got a porter over here. I do have my gadgets as well that I can use, which I'm going to use on this porter, which is going to go for the robot. I am going to just see if I can maybe take out the max who's going to grab the cubes, or maybe get the Nita to help take out the max instead. So looks like she's actually really weak here. I'm going to just rage up this porter as well, just to get it to do a little bit more damage and also have a lot more health, so that means the max is going to have a harder time trying to take it out. Hopefully we can hit our shot there to weaken her even more and get this Nita to try and fight her. I'm going to throw my porter right here in the middle now. That Nita was trying to kill it. I am going to use my gadget one more time to rage that one up, and we should be able to get a very easy win there. Taking the first place victory with our 8 power cubes, playing that really well. In a nutshell, when you're using Mr. P, the reason why I would say his porter provides a lot of value for him is because you can do a lot of things with it. One, control the map really well. If you have sort of a corner to yourself and someone's trying to contest that, when you have porters coming in and out, constantly going in on your enemy, it's going to force them back eventually because they're going to have to use a lot of ammo trying to kill those porters, and it's also going to be able to provide value because it can also detour robots. You could tank behind it, and you could just do so much with it. So I feel like I explained that really well and how to use it as well. Overall, very happy with this video and how it turned out. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel because I make these how to win style videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And also, if you do have any further questions or suggestions, or you just want to talk to me when I'm live, I do stream over on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. And as always, keep sweating.
No. Oh, maybe.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yes, go, go! Get him! Yeah!